In today's episode of Down Deep Adventures, I'm taking my 16-foot boat out further than I've ever taken it before. And you know what they say, guys, if you do the miles, you get the smiles.
Bro, that's epic. Yes! Alright, we've come up north, guys. Got the new motor. Boys are in the water. We've got 35 meters visibility. Hopefully we're in for a pretty good day here. I think Adam's already pulled the trigger.
It felt like I had only just dropped the boys in the water and Adam had already found himself a nice coral trout. The first fish managed to give Adam the slip, but it led him straight to his mate and Adam managed to put a pretty good shot in the second fish. A beautiful bar cheek trout, absolutely delicious to eat and a great way to start this trip. There were so many Spanish mackerel on this spot.
They're just everywhere. They're all around, what, 5 to 10?
We were seeing heaps of Spanish around the 8 kilo mark. So when some bigger ones came through, both the boys dived at the same time. And yeah, neither of them got the fish.
I was just about to pull the trigger and I heard the click. I was like, we nearly both speared it at the same time. But Cliffy, do you want them? They're big mackerel, man.
We had a school of some pretty solid mackerel swimming underneath us, some of them probably around the 15 kilo mark. Now, in Queensland, we're only allowed 2 Spanish mackerel on the boat. So we're trying to be pretty selective and only take 2 big ones. We all ended up diving at the same time. So I thought to myself, I'll hang back a bit, wait to see what happens with the boys. If they both shoot one, then I'll just head back up and be happy filming. If not, I'll go and shoot one myself. So I just saw one of the boys shoot and miss. That clean water can really play tricks on you. Now that I know we can't accidentally shoot 3 of these Spanish mackerel and break the law, it's game on for me. This fish was around the 12 kilo mark. Now I was only millimeters away from stoning that fish. Adam did not manage to get one of the Spanish mackerel this time round, but a bit later in the episode, he manages to shoot one of the biggest Spanish mackerel I've ever seen. The footage is pretty epic too, I must say. After I got my mackerel in the boat, we ended up resetting the drift, and when I got in, I could see the trout from the surface, like big fish in 24 meters of water. That's how clear the water was today. Once I'm above the fish, I'm just gliding down towards it, trying not to move at all. The less movements I make on the descent, the closer I can get to the fish. Today, we're gutting all our fish so we keep that esky nice and clean. But the side effect of that is it really turned the sharks on, as you're about to see. Adam's laying on the bottom and smokes a really nice coral trout. He does the right thing, pulls it in as quick as he can, and that shark still nearly gets it. After this incident, the sharks were pretty much just all over us. One shark would finally leave you alone, and then another one would sneak up right behind you and give you a bit of a fright. These sharks are sandbar sharks and can be really pesky at times. So we decided we are probably not going to get any more fish past these sharks, and it's probably better that we move on and head to our final destination. After the very long run out, we were met with this pretty green water. We were a little disappointed, and to top it off, the first good fish I find, I shoot straight over the head. Not a great start.
That's just a big trout, I don't even know how I missed that.
Now this next dive was interesting, let's just say that. I was checking that tusky out thinking, oh, he might be big enough to shoot. Have a look behind me and there's this cheeky little sea snake. We'll get back to him in a bit. So I go back to the tusky, I'm thinking, oh, he's not that big. I shoot bigger ones back at home. And as I'm coming up, Dan points out right below me and that sea snake is back and it's on me. It was rubbing its head all over my tummy, all over my chest. Its little tongue was going and it was freaking me out. I was trying to push it away with my spear gun and Dan was trying to talk me through the whole situation, saying, just let it happen, let it happen. So kind of pushed it towards him and then it was all over Dan. We then moved to some deeper ground looking for red emperor. Now, I've been told that you sometimes find them in this area, but on this day, we just found these massive Chinamen. These Chinamen were like 12 to 15 kilos. The camera doesn't really do it justice. They were massive. After unsuccessfully chasing reds, we moved back into the shallows and these sea snakes were back on me again. This one headbutted me straight in the chest. There must be something about these red polo subsuits because these sea snakes were in love with me. As I was looking around to see where that sea snake was, it was sitting right next to a nice coral trout. Thought, oh, thanks buddy, I'll go and take that. Now, when you shoot a fish that's hard up against the bottom like that, you're not sure if the spear's gone in to the fish far enough that the flopper's going to deploy on the other side. So the best thing to do is swim down, grab the shaft on the pointy end, slide the fish up the shaft so you know you've secured that fish. We were having a pretty good time just drifting along in the shallows, checking under rocks and managed to find a couple of nice crayfish. I found this pretty good sized one under this rock. I was just able to grab the antenna and very gently ease him out of the hole, nice and easy so you don't snap that antenna, and managed to secure myself a nice crayfish. After diving in the shallows, we went to the reef edge in about 20-22 meters of water. So where the sand meets the reef, you can find some pretty cool fish. On this drop, I saw some nice job fish off in the distance, went down, laid on the sand, because that's the best way to get these jobbies in. Throwing a bit of sand up, jobbies cannot help themselves. They have to come in and see what you're doing. As I was pulling this jobby in, it looked like a bigger one swam off into the distance. So I wanted to get back down there and see if I could find him. A few more jobbies showed up around that 3 kilo mark, but not the one I'm looking for. We drifted probably a few hundred meters along this reef edge, and there was jobbies on pretty much every single drop. But for the life of me, I just could not find a bigger one to shoot. So many jobbies all around that 2 to 3 kilo mark. I want to find out where your daddies are. On the way back in, we took a slight detour further south. Now, the conditions were much better down here. The water was much bluer and it seemed pretty fishy. I took a drop off the back of the reef and came down on top of this school of smaller reds. But just off in the distance near that bommy, there was a pretty good sized orange spotted sea perch. So, oh, this is a pretty cool fish, I'll take this one. Seeing how good the conditions were down south, we had a pretty good idea of what we were going to do on the next day.
I'll just go in the boat. You want to do another good? Probably getting too late.
On day 2, we sent it out wide, a lot further south on the reef, and the conditions were epic. And this beast right here is the first fish Adam bumped into for the day. Adam took a pretty long shot on this fish, and unfortunately it hit a little bit low. Joel and I were on the surface and saw the whole thing play out. I got down there as fast as I could to try and assist. A fish this big could spool your gun in a few seconds. And this is precisely why we all wear belt reels when we're using reel guns. I got myself in position to clip off my belt reel just in case Adam didn't get a chance to clip his off.
It's a shit shot, but it's a massive fish.
Once the belt reel's clipped off, Adam's got about 100 meters of line to play with. Now, Adam knew the shot in the fish wasn't great, so to prevent the spear from tearing out, when the fish wants to run, you just let the line slide through your hands. And then when the fish stops fighting, you gain that line back. Just like you're fishing with the hand line, except you're in the water.
That's a big mackerel, eh?
When I saw how low that shot was, I was freaking out and was like, just play it light, bro. I'm going to get down there for a second shot. Once that second shot's in that fish, now we can celebrate. This thing is massive.
Yes, bro, that's epic. Yes! That's a toad. Oh, 30, over 30 I reckon. That is a monster.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was 40.
While Adam was sorting out that massive mackerel, I saw a big trout sitting on the bottom, so I got down there as quick as I could. I'm trying to line this trout up so when I shoot this fish, the spear isn't going to drive itself into that staghorn coral, which will be a nightmare to get out. Trying to line that fish up, plus not shoot the coral, I ended up with a pretty terrible shot on that trout.
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head.
Luckily, I had Adam there to give it a second shot for me.
Oh, it's a fatty, man.
Nice one.
We moved spots, I jumped in the water first and I saw 3 big cobia sitting on the sand.
Do we want cobia? Joel, do you want to get dropped in up here and drop down and shoot it? It's a bit up current from me. There's 3 of them laying on the sand.
Yep. Don't get Joel to shoot it.
Oh, if you don't want to.
I've had a bad experience with sleeping cobia.
Oh,
I did this exact spot.
yeah. It looks about 12 to 15. It's really clear. It's hard to tell from the surface.
Yeah, just go.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. A little bit more to the left. Keep going, keep going. Yep. Yeah, there.
There was way too much current for me to swim up and drop down to about 22, 23 metres. So I sent the boys up current to drop in straight down on top of them. Now, Joel was explaining in the boat that he doesn't have the best track record of shooting cobia sleeping on the sand. And let's just say it wasn't about to get any better. Right about there, I could see that cobia head straight into that bommy. Disaster.
That's going to be a nightmare. That's going to be a nightmare.
Oh,
I'm done for the day. Still counts. It still counts. The shark just like the shark just came up and ate it.
Oh.
There's like 3-4 sharks.
they had it while it was still on the bommy. They actually pulled it off the bommy.
The sharks are the only reason why you got your shaft back. They literally lifted
They
it
grabbed
out
it
of the
and
bommy.
pulled it out of the bommy. Oh.
Adam will eat that, trust me.
Unfortunately, I didn't record the Sharknado that was on that cobia. It was pretty amazing to see. But yeah, very unfortunate. Sorry that happened, Joel. We were just drifting along, diving in about 22 to 24 metres of water on these really cool isolated little bommies. This little bommy here was going off. heaps of bait, a couple of coral trout sitting around it, and I could make out something that looked pretty good underneath that ledge. And then this big orange spotted sea perch swam out. Got me pretty excited. This thing was a horse. This guy went 3.2 kilos. This is going to be a tough personal best to beat. I was pretty stoked.
Hey.
Better than yesterday, I think.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's a thumper.
On this next drop, on my way down, I spot a really big coral trout off in the distance. Now, I'll show you the way I close the distance on this fish. I'm not making any eye contact with it. I'm just going to crawl towards it, nice and quietly, not being threatening towards that fish at all. And then when I think I'm in range, I'm going to look up, point to where I think it's going to be, and let the spear fly. That trout didn't move a muscle.
Nice fish. Hacker. It's a long dive.
This next bommy was absolutely insane. One of the fishiest spots I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even exaggerating. Big GT swimming in. I can see some big coral trout on the ground. Red bass everywhere. Could just make out some long-nosed emperor off in the distance. And this is where I kind of messed up. Instead of trying to get one of those better fish like the big long-nosed emperor we could see, I think Joel even said he saw a big jobfish. I went for this big fat blue spot trout sitting right in front of me. I reckon this thing was around the 8 kilo mark. Unfortunately, the flopper did not deploy on the other side of the fish. So the spear pulled straight back out and I lost that big, beautiful trout.
Adam!
That one area is just amazing.
It's insane.
We had to get back up current and have another look. That spot was going off. I did a drop on the deeper side of the bommy in about 22 to 24 meters. I wanted to lay on the bottom and have a good look through these red bass and see if I could see any of those big long-nosed emperor. There were so many red bass on this spot, it was really hard to look through them and pick a fish that I actually wanted to shoot. I could see the long nose again, but they were way too far away and they weren't coming anywhere near me. It was starting to get late in the day and we had to make it back through the bar before nightfall. So this was the last dive I got to do on this bommy. Again, I can make out the long-nosed emperor way off in the distance, but they just would not come in for a look. I blame myself here. I should not have taken a shot at that blue spot trout. I should have held off and waited for an opportunity on one of the better fish. If not for me, then one of the boys might have shot one of those cool fish. Bad Cliffy. Anyway, it was still a really fun trip. If you guys are in Australia and you need any spearfishing equipment, Maddie and Kelly at the Dive Cave will sort you out, and you can use the code DOWNDEEP5 to get yourself a discount. Another great way to help out the channel is to buy one of my hats. They may or may not help you shoot big mackerel, so yeah, there's that too. Thanks for watching, legends.